What is going on, everybody? Welcome in. It's Fantasy Alarm's final 2020 game day live stream. Even though it's 2021, week 17 rears its ugly head here for me, Howard Bender, and my co-host Jen Piacenti. Jen, wow, NFL week 17. The week that maybe like six guys are playing this week.
Yeah, so good luck if you're playing in your championship. Really, because you're going to need it. Really, good luck.
Like
But
that's
we're here
that's
for
the that's the worst, right? Like how do you,
you.
and Dan Malin actually, sorry, I'm just sharing the live stream right now so that everybody can see it. Guys, if you do have questions, obviously Jen and I are here to answer, and we'll be more than happy to give you our best guesstimate as to what you should be doing. But like Dan Malin had a tweet out there with just the list of players who are out that Adam Schefter was doing. It was a 3-part tweet for Adam Schefter, and I posted that. It's actually in the example lineups. You can see the list of all the players who are out. Like, why in the world would your commissioner want to use week 17? There is no good. There's really, I mean, like, to me, there's no good explanation as to why you would do it, knowing how many players get rested. Like, case in point, you've been riding the Mahomes Kelsey tandem all season long, and you lose it for championship week. Does that mean that you're a lousy player and you can't finish the deal? No, it means that it's week 17, and Andy Reid always rests his guys. But are you going to sacrifice the entire season just because you know Andy Reid's going to, sit everybody? It's very upsetting, Jen.
Yeah, and NFL, a lot of fantasy football is already subject to a lot of luck. The way there's only 16 opportunities, there's a lot of luck involved. So to subject your teams to even more luck, it just doesn't seem fair. You've gotten all this far and then somebody else wins because the guys that got you here had to sit, which means they were winning for you all year. So you want those guys. You want the kind of guys that are going to have to sit in week 17. But, who cares? Your commissioner did what he did. You're playing in the league. There's nothing you can do about it. So you have to win anyway. So just consider it a challenge, and we're going to help you.
Some challenge, no doubt about it. So, yeah, we're here. Periscope, YouTube, Facebook, wherever you got. So let those questions pile up. You can ask us some DFS questions as well. Now, we're not going to be giving out all our free plays over at Fantasy Alarm. You've got the playbook, you've got the dartboard, you've got all the coaching articles over there. So, questions like, either or, yeah, we're fine with. But if you're asking me who my top 4 plays are under 5K on DraftKings, no, that's not happening. Go get the.
Then you can watch my DFS bargains video on the Fantasy Alarm site. That's what it's for.
There you go. Go watch Jen's videos. Go read the playbook. If you don't have a subscription, now's the time to take advantage of it. No doubt about it. You can go to fantasyalarm.com/packages, get the holiday package, or which will take you through 2022, or you can get individual sports, NHL, NBA.
And guess what, guys? Guess what time it is?
What's that?
Time to start. It's time to start. MLB, baby. You need to be getting that MLB draft guide. Start now. You got to start early. You got nothing else going on. Let's do it.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's at fantasyalarm.com/MLB draft guide. Articles already rolling out. Preliminary rankings from GM Jim Bowden all sitting out there. So make your way over there, fantasyalarm.com/packages, and get the work. So let's talk a little bit about what we've got going on today, Jen. There's a number of teams who actually have stuff to play for here. There's a number of teams out there who win and you're in. Get in there. I'm just pulling up the list right now so that I can just double check and make sure that I have everything correct. But as it stands right now in the AFC, you got the Chiefs who are locked into that number 1 seed. You've got Buffalo and Pittsburgh. Those are the only 2 teams who can end up with that number 2 seed. Pittsburgh's already resting Big Ben and a majority of its starters. Yeah. Well, you see all the COVID nonsense with Cleveland right now?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Yeah. Like, I wouldn't, if I were a team heading to the playoffs, I wouldn't want my guys anywhere near the Browns at this point. I mean, there's so much COVID news busting out here in Week 16 that it's just I wouldn't take that chance. So at some point, you got to think Sean McDermott's going to sit the starters for the Bills too, right?
At some point, if they get a big enough lead, for sure.
You really they're going to push down Miami. They don't want to see Miami squeeze into the playoffs here.
Well, I don't know. I think that they owe it to everybody else to give them a fair game because, you know what I'm saying? I just think they do. They shouldn't gift anybody a playoff berth. Sorry. That's how I feel. I think they should play to I mean, not to where you might injure your player. You don't want to go too far, but I do think they should play a real game. I mean, I get it that Pittsburgh doesn't want other people around Cleveland, but they're kind of gifting Cleveland a playoff berth here at this point.
Yeah, they really are.
Jacksonville's gifting it to the Colts. Here you go, Colts. We're not playing anybody,
that situation, I'll tell you what, that situation's the one that makes me the most nervous. Like, if Buffalo plays its starters and they beat Miami, that locks in. Tennessee's locked into a playoff spot immediately. Now, they're playing for the divisional title against Houston,
right?
But the Colts are also playing for a divisional title as well, and they've got Jacksonville. You're telling me that if Miami loses to Buffalo, right, or if the Ravens somehow lose to Cincinnati, not going to happen, but if Miami losing to Buffalo seems to be the most plausible. If that does happen, then you're telling me that the Colts are up 31-3 on the Jaguars, that Mike Vrabel's not going to pull Tannehill, Henry, A.J. Brown, all of them out of that game? Okay, fine. If we don't get, we're not going to fight for the division here, but we're still locked into the playoffs here. And they're still going to end up with, they would end up with the 5 seed, actually, if they ended up with that. So that's not terrible there.
I mean, yeah, I guess that's a possibility. I don't know that they will get up that high over Houston. I just don't think they will. I think Deshaun Watson has been one of the best quarterbacks in the league this year, despite his, surrounding cast. And I think he's still going to play hard. Now, I know they're also, out Laramie Tunsil, and they're down a few people as well. But I don't see a situation where Tennessee's going to blow out Houston. I just don't see it.
I don't see that they're going to blow out Houston either. That's not what I'm saying is that if you know that you're locked into a playoff spot and you know that your competition for the divisional title is not going to lose to the Jaguars, are you as a coach going to risk the health of your players knowing that, listen, you went all the way to the AFC Championship game last year as a wild card team?
Maybe not. Let me see. What are the times of these games?
Miami and Baltimore.
You got to be watching this game over in the corner. I don't know. It's possible. I still like Derrick Henry though.
Sure. I mean, I'm using them. I'm stacking Titans.
Yeah, I'm using Derrick Henry. So yeah, it's possible. I mean, but there may be you're going to get the most big performances from the most random people today. There's no question about that.
Who's the most random guy you're looking at this week? The most random dude.
The most random. Well, I guess Dario Gomboale isn't that random, but that's about as random as I'm willing to go.
Yeah. Okay.
Even though there are more random people. New Orleans doesn't even have a running back room.
Ty Montgomery. Come on. Ty Montgomery's price on FanDuel and DraftKings. You can get Derrick Henry into your lineup if you've got Ty Montgomery.
Well, I have Derrick Henry in my lineup, but I'm using more Alexander Madison's only 5,000 on FanDuel. That's too inexpensive. He's 61 on DraftKings, so there's really not a huge value there. But there's a lot of value out there. Ty Johnson, if you want. There's Gaskin isn't that expensive. Dobbins isn't that pricey.
Where are you? Where are you paying up at QB this week?
I'm using a lot. No, I've got a few. I got Kirk Cousins, who I love, which at first he wasn't in your watch list. And I was like, am I wrong about this? Because I really feel Kirk Cousins. And then I saw you added him, so it made me feel better. I got Kirk Cousins. I got Tannehill. I got an Andy Dalton lineup, guys. Look, he gets $1 million bonus if it happens to all go the right way. I don't see any reason why they're not going to play hard today, actually. So kind of like Andy Dalton this week. He's very inexpensive. And I got a Baker Mayfield lineup. I do.
Filthy.
It's disgusting.
Filthy.
He and Rashad Higgins, I'm doing it.
Wow.
I do.
I feel like I was just helping somebody try to push their car out of the mud and the tire just spun and it just all hit me in the face.
And I have a
Really?
Deshaun Watson lineup. I always have a Deshaun Watson lineup, always.
Everybody should have a Deshaun Watson
Everybody
line.
should. Yeah, I did. I thought, why not start off the year? Because I don't know if you know this, but one of my New Year's resolutions was, and I said this on the podcast, where our podcast is, I'm going to take it easy on Baker Mayfield. I feel like he's grown. He's done a lot to help his team. And I've decided to take it easy on him in 2021.
Wow, that's very nice New Year's resolution, Jen. You're growing too. Look at that.
I'm growing too. I know.
Wow.
Trevor Bauer, on the other hand, not even close. He's not even.
Oh, really? Come
No.
on.
Please.
Trevor's gonna grow on you. You watch.
Like a cancer.
Yeesh. Oh, I got that reserved for me in 2021, not you. Come on. All right, let's before we get to some more DFS stuff here, let's go through some of the questions that we've got coming in here. Oh, here we go. Jared Cook or Irv Smith in a PPR?
I would go Cook in a PPR.
Pourquoi?
I think he's going to get more targets than Irv Smith. Irv Smith, every time he gets targeted, it's into the end zone. Don't get me wrong. So you have a huge upside for touchdown. But Jared Cook actually gets, I believe, last I checked, the second most red zone targets on New Orleans. Now, it's been probably 2 weeks since I looked. But he's targeted in the red zone a lot as well. But he just gets general targets more often. So I'm going to go lean Jared Cook here, though. Irv Smith is maybe more of the touchdown play if you're going touchdown or best. But we're talking PPR, not standard.
Yeah. I'm very locked into Justin Jefferson this week.
Okay, I am obsessed with Justin Jefferson this week. I have a whole video I did about it. The guy's 37 yards from breaking Randy Moss's record. He's 47. Right now 47? I think it's 37. 47? Okay, 47. Whatever. He's going to do it. And you know Kirk Cousins is, as long as Kirk Cousins throws him the ball, as requested, he's going to beat that. He's right now 7th in the league with total receiving yards, and he's behind Tyreek Hill. So we know Tyreek Hill isn't playing. So he's going to at least end up 6th in the league. He's close to beating Anquan Bolden's records as well. So I just don't see any reason. We've definitely got a run game that's going to happen, like because the Vikings run the game and that's part of the threat. But Detroit secondary gave up 4 touchdowns just in the first half last week to Tom Brady. Now, the worry was, but if Matt Stafford isn't playing, maybe there's not much of a game here for points to be scored. Maybe it's just not much of a game. I don't think that matters. Matt Stafford is playing. I think they're going to try to get Justin Jefferson's record. This team, even though they've been losing, they haven't really died. I feel the Vikings today. I feel them.
I like the Vikings. I like their defense today for sure. Jefferson, so officially it's 111 yards away from breaking Anquan Bolden's rookie receiving yards record. And then he's 47 away from breaking the franchise record set by Randy Moss back in 1998. It's one of the reasons, it's like one of those things where you sit there and you're like, okay, the team doesn't have anything to play for, but what are some of the personal milestones that these guys want to achieve? And that's, definitely something that and I think, in all honesty, because I know, Cousins is going to be back next year in Minnesota. I think if he for him and Jefferson to stay clicked together, and Thielen as well, Cousins is going to do what he can to get this kid the records.
Cousins has already had 300-yard, 3-touchdown games this season. Like, the idea that they're only a running team, they're not anymore, because now they're dual threat because of Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen being healthy all year. So almost all year. So I just think they're going to have a day today. I think there's no reason not to, for all of them just to kind of show off and have some fun at the stadium.
All right. Let's hit some more questions here. PPR format. 2 questions here. First of all, please rank Deontay Johnson, Tyler Lockett, and Marvin Jones.
I mean, Lockett, Johnson, Jones.
I might go Jones over Johnson only because it's against Minnesota.
He might get rested.
And have you ever seen Mason Rudolph try to throw the football?
Yeah, it's terrible. I have.
Yeah.
I just don't know about Matt Stafford. As you know, I'm a little scarred from last week. I don't know that he's going to make it very far into the game. So, yeah.
Yeah. And then the other question was Ezekiel Elliott or Josh Jacobs.
I'm going to go Zeke today.
All right. Kittle or Waller?
Mm. Let's go. Let's go Waller today.
Really? I'm going to go Kittle.
Yeah.
Why do you say
Okay.
Waller?
I'm just worried that they'll still be limiting Kittle. Um, that's the only reason why.
Okay. I don't think they're going to limit him. I like him as the primary target, especially when you've got Brandon Ayuk, who's out
Debo
this week
Samuel's
as
out.
well. And I just, I think that when you're talking about like Jamal Adams is the safety. Now, if Jamal Adams didn't play so much up on the line, I'd be inclined to say, okay, Waller over Kittle. But Adams plays on the line. He doesn't take care of the tight end, or he has to try and stay in coverage at the tight end. And I'm sorry, but you're not going to sit there and give me press man coverage and tell me that Kittle isn't going to knock the crap out of Jamal Adams and bowl him
Now,
over.
Seattle's still fighting though for seeding, right?
Sure.
So I don't know. I just think they could play
Well,
harder than Denver.
um, yeah, it's definitely possible. I tend to stay like for personal reasons. I stay away from the Raiders and the Broncos matchup. I don't bet
Yeah.
on that series. I don't use it in Survivor at all. That is years and years of just wow. This series just keeps just killing me over and over again. So I steer clear of that. Um, and while yes, Seattle is vying for to improve their seeding. I mean, they're basically what Seattle's looking at right now. I believe is just the yeah, they are locked into the number 3 seed. Oh, yeah, they could get the number 2 seed if New Orleans loses today and Seattle wins. They could conceivably, if Green Bay also loses, they could get that number 1 seed, but they're not going lower than 3. So, and I just kind of feel like San Francisco, they just, it's a douchey enough town that they're just going to want to try and play spoiler as much as possible.
Are they still playing? Are they still in Arizona? Where are they? Are they back
Still in
in
Arizona. Neutral territory. Neutral territory. Fatty McFats wants to know what we think of the Cleveland defense today.
I'm playing them in DFS, lots of places actually, because the value is just too good.
Yeah, the more guys who come out from Pittsburgh, I'm definitely into this Cleveland defense. Also, I feel like Myles Garrett, we might say let bygones be bygones, but Garrett with the swing of the helmet at,
That was nasty.
right? But then he turned around and he said that Mason Rudolph was using some racial
Picking
slurs
on
there.
him. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you tell me Myles Garrett is going to be a little charged up and wanting to put the hurt on him?
Back.
I think so.
Yeah.
Ryan Tannehill or Kirk Cousins today? Who do you like better?
I like Cousins a little bit better because I think they could run the ball. And as you said, there's even a potential that they could just put the brakes on.
Agreed. Jonathan Taylor or Austin Eckler?
Taylor.
Agreed. Jamison Crowder or Juju Smith-Schuster?
I go Crowder.
Me too. Right? Jets on a 2-game win streak here.
They're huge. They're such winners.
Vomitous. Wayne Gallman or Gio Bernard?
Wayne Gallman.
Is Travis Kelce playing? Oh, the good question there.
They haven't listed him as out, but I can't imagine why you would play him.
I think maybe he gets a couple of snaps early on in the game,
Yeah.
But yeah, Andy Reid is notorious for pulling his players. Notorious for doing that. So I wouldn't trust Travis Kelce today. J.K. Dobbins or Antonio Gibson?
J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah, I like him a little bit more too.
Mm-hmm.
Even though that Philly team is just. Wait, do you see how many guys are out for Philly? You want to talk about a team?
Even Miles Sanders. Yeah. unfortunately for me.
Yeah, Fletcher Cox is that. Unfortunately for you, why do you have a week 7?
Yeah. We need the Philadelphia Eagles to win in order to have if the Eagles beat Washington and then Dallas beats the Giants, we're the NFC East champs. Hello,
Oh,
Howard.
that's so cute that you're holding on to that hope.
You never
Aw,
know. Look, I want Andy Dalton to get his bonus.
totes adorbs.
We totally went to the same college. We're pals.
You guys are buddies. You and the Red Rifle.
Yeah, me and Dalton. Yeah, we're Horned Frogs.
Wow.
By the way, I'm watching the other day, and they have the broadcasters sometimes are so ridiculous on TV, and they're like, Andy Dalton's there and he's winning, and his wife flashes him the "I love you" from the thing, and they're like, oh, and there's his wife flashing him the Texas Longhorn sign. You know, he didn't go there, but she did, so that must be why she's doing it. Okay, first of all, this is Hook 'em Horns. This is I love you. And nobody does this. Go Horned Frogs when anybody does anything good. Just, people, this means I love you.
Rock on.
Or rock on. Or mic drop.
I see. There you go. That's what I want to know. All right, if you're watching this live stream, Travis, go look at the cover of of this live stream, but then go look at the cover of the example lineup post over at fantasyalarm.com. Why is Travis Kelce doing this? Not Kelce,
George
Kittle doing the international, from sign language for the word asshole?
I say it's mic drop.
Jen says it's mic drop. I say he's saying you're an asshole. I don't know. Maybe it's something. George Kittle's a huge professional wrestling guy. Maybe it's something that some professional wrestler does. I have no idea. All right, let's keep going here. Somebody said you look so good, Karen and Gabe. So you're Karen, I guess, and I'm Gabe. All right.
Who are Karen and Gabe?
I have no idea. Well, we all know who Karen's is, right? But you don't strike me as a Karen, though.
I don't think so. I don't think I am.
Yeah. I can't really say whether or not I can be a Gabe or not, because, it's not like Howard is a name of, like...
I think that it's a very biblical name. Howard. Gabriel.
Is it a biblical name?
Gabriel. He's an angel.
Gabriel's a biblical name. I don't know about Howard, though.
No,
Howard's like the guy who can do your taxes for you every year.
Or make you a drink.
I could definitely do that. Oh, let's see. What do we got? What do you think about the Washington defense today? It's okay.
Yeah. They're always pretty good.
Philly's going to get smacked around. That's perfectly fine. If you're...
And they have something to play for.
Ravens defense against Cincinnati. Colts defense against Jacksonville. Browns against Pittsburgh. Yes, Washington against Philadelphia. Any team that's packing it in for the season, I like the defense going against them.
And not a homer pick, I swear, but for a bargain pick, even the Dallas defense this week, because Daniel Jones throws picks and the New York Giants just don't score touchdowns. So the score could just stay low enough that it could be a sneaky play and at least not cost you points, so you could get some other people in your lineup.
Yeah, I have the Cowboys in the playbook. Huh. Absolutely. Daniel Jones, the turnover machine.
Mm-hmm.
Dobbins or Gaskin?
A tough one. I'm going to go Gaskin.
Yeah, I like that. Should I start Stephon Diggs?
Depending. What are your other options?
Yeah, I'd like to see what your other options are, but I'm not really into start. I just, again, I don't know. Especially against, if Miami's hungrier for this win than the Bills might be.
For sure.
Right? And Miami's strength has been in their secondary, especially those outside cover corners. I'm sure Xavier Howard is going to see a lot of Stephon Diggs. I don't know. It depends on who your other options are, but I think Diggs could come out of this game early, and I think that the coverage could be pretty tight on him. Yep. Let's see. Any other questions here? Ooh, look at that. No. Who's messaging me? We're hearing from above. Here we go. From our good friend Matt Sells, who's producing today's show. Kittle's hand gesture is a tribute to Pentagon Jr., a Mexican professional wrestler he's friends with, and it stands for Cero Miedo, zero fear in Spanish. It's Pentagon Jr.'s signature catchphrase and represents Kittle's playing style.
Wow.
All right.
That's some Cracker Jack research too there, Matt Self.
That is definitely some Cracker Jack research there, Matt Sells. Well done.
Well done.
Well done. Oh, man. All right. Well, so there are, oh, wait, maybe some more. Let's see. I think Jen is right. They caught him mid mic drop motion. Yeah. I don't think so, YHNY Dad. We just heard the reason. Somebody just said, Daniel Jones will have a big game now. Will he? Will he?
Giants fan.
Will he? Ooh, Jamison Crowder or Corey Davis today?
I'm going to go Corey Davis. I know he did us wrong last week, though. Oh, boy, do I know he did us wrong last week. No.
He did you wrong last week.
He did me and this person wrong who's considering starting him.
Oh, yeah. Washington defense, Seattle defense, or the Arizona defense? Arizona gets Walford, Seattle gets Beathard, and Washington gets Jalen Hurts, but no weapons.
I'd probably go Washington.
Yeah, I would too. I think I would too. I mean, Seattle's D is not bad, but yeah, I like Washington in this matchup as well. I'm with you, Jen. I'm with you. Let's see. Dobbins, Gaskins, Eckler, Marvin Jones, or Jarvis Landry. Oh, or Corey Davis. This is all, I guess this is all instead of Diggs.
I think I would go Jarvis Landry here.
Yeah, I like Landry's matchup here. I do.
And they have a lot to play for, so I like it.
I like it as well. I do indeed. All right, let's talk about a couple of the other games that are going on. Let's see what you like, what you don't like, Jen. Let me just go through and find the page that I need and see. Let's see. I'll ask you one question about every game on the slate. Are you ready?
Okay. All right.
Are you sure?
I'm ready. Are there bonus points? Are there rewards at the end? Is this like $25,000 pyramid? Are we going to have clues?
Nope. I'm just going to ask you just a flat out one question about each game.
Yes
could
or no?
Could be about players. Could be about the outcome of the game.
Okay.
Anything like that.
All right.
Ravens, Bengals, T. Higgins, or Tyler Boyd?
I'm going to go T. Higgins.
Miami against Buffalo. How far into the game before Sean McDermott pulls his starters?
Second half.
What's that?
It's going to be like third quarter.
Third quarter. So at halftime. Okay, perfect. Steelers, Browns. How many sacks for Myles Garrett today?
2.
Dallas against the Giants. CeeDee Lamb or Michael Gallup?
Michael Gallup.
Falcons, Buccaneers. Calvin Ridley, 100 yards, over or under?
Over.
Detroit against Minnesota. Does Detroit score any touchdowns in this one?
Yes, definitely.
How many?
2.
About 2. Does DeAndre Swift get one of those?
Yes.
Good job. Look at you. Jets, Patriots. Who cares?
Yes.
God, pick that one.
It's going to be the Patriots.
Probably.
Because I think Bill Belichick isn't going to go out. He's going to be like, I hate the Jets. I hate young, stupid quarterbacks. I'm just going to shut them down because I can.
Packers, Bears. How many touchdowns does Aaron Rodgers throw for as he pads his MVP stats?
I think 3.
Okay. Titans, Texans, Derrick Henry, 150 yards, over or under?
I'm going to say under simply because I think by the fourth quarter they may rest him.
Colts, Jaguars, Jonathan Taylor, 100 yards, over or under?
Over.
Seattle against San Francisco. Russell Wilson, does he finally get out of the funk and give us a proper game?
No.
Saints, Panthers. Does Ty Montgomery get into the end zone today?
Yes.
Cardinals, Rams. Can the Rams win this game with John Wolford as their quarterback?
Can they? Yes. They need to, but no, they won't.
All right. Chargers, Chiefs. How many touchdown passes does Justin Herbert throw for today?
2.
Does Jalen Guyton get one of them?
Yes.
Love hearing that, Jen. Love hearing that. Raiders, Broncos. Melvin Gordon or Josh Jacobs?
Melvin Gordon.
Melvin Gordon. And finally, Washington against the Eagles. How much does Alex Smith play?
I think he plays the whole game.
All right. There you go. One nice little fun fact about all the games on today's slate. And that gave us a little bit more time to get a couple more questions in here. Jeff Wilson Jr., David Johnson, or Ty Montgomery?
David Johnson.
Ooh. Antonio Brown, Rashard Higgins, or Russell Gage?
Ooh. I kind of want to go Antonio Brown here. Yeah, I'm going to go Antonio Brown.
Any love for Ezekiel Elliott at $6,500 on FanDuel?
Definitely. At $6,500, why not?
All right. DKGPP, Dan Arnold, or Jack Doyle?
Jack Doyle, baby. Jack Doyle's my boy this week. Look, Phillip Rivers has got to play. He's got to throw to the tight ends. He likes to throw to them. Last week we saw him get the most work. I think it was 5 catches for 50 yards. Now, of course, Trey Burton could get into the end zone. Any of them could, but we're talking about Jacksonville, who surrendered the second most points to opposing tight ends this year. They're not playing for anything. Colts have everything to play for. I'm putting Jack Doyle in quite a few lineups. 4,500 on FanDuel, ridiculous cheap on DraftKings. And you can get anybody in your lineup with that.
Yeah, I've got him in there as well, actually. Big fan of Jack Doyle. He's in the playbook. We're starting to see. We saw those, the uptick in targets. So now that he's healthy, he's getting the work. Yeah, there you go. All right, look at that. So we're out of questions. Jen, any other thoughts here on week 17? I figure we might be able to skip out a little early today, huh?
I think so. No, I mean, I guess just have fun. Remember to talk to your commissioners about not having a week 17 championship next year, and enjoy the DFS. And then next week, start a playoff league, guys, or join a playoff league. They're really fun. They're kind of different. But you don't have to quit playing. There's playoff leagues everywhere. So join one and keep playing for the next month.
No doubt. No doubt. We got a lot of stuff going on. We do a lot of promotional work with the FFPC. Their playoff challenge is always a fantastic contest. I love doing that one there. We talk about that on the Alarm Show on Sirius XM all the time. So you can find out how to get involved with that as we talk. I think we'll probably talk about it a little Monday or Tuesday. For sure. Well, by the way, this is the final live stream for me and Jen here on Game Day Sundays. Oh, I know, Jen, you're super sad.
I know. We never hang out anymore. We used to hang out twice a week. He knocked me down to once a week. I think he might not like me, y'all. The feeling I'm getting. Ever since we
No.
became siblings.
Well, maybe we'll have some other fun projects to do, Jen, because, listen, we're gonna be changing up the live stream over at Fantasy Alarm a little bit now that football season's over. You've got the DFS NBA live stream. Perhaps Jen and I
Mm-hmm.
might work on some more fun projects, especially with MLB coming up, right?
Hmm. I might like MLB.
Very interesting.
I don't know what this means, guys, but I feel like I just got an assignment.
I don't know. Maybe you did. Maybe you didn't. We'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, seriously, folks, thank you so much for jumping in and joining us here. Really appreciate all the questions, all the commentary, everything that's happened. FA
And by
Nation.
the way, have you seen so many winners? Did we have even more winners this year than ever before? Or am I imagining it? Because I feel like so many of you guys crushed it. Even in COVID-19, even with all of this, you crushed it this year. You guys are awesome. Congratulations to all of you that won. And thanks for sharing it with us because it makes us feel happy that you won.
Yes, indeed. There you go. On that note, I have nothing left to say. Big thanks to Matt Sells, our producer. Have some fun here in week 17. Enjoy the games. For Jen Piacenti, I'm Howard Bender. This has been the week 17 game day live stream on Fantasy Alarm. We'll catch you next time, whenever that is.